Good to see you. Welcome. You know, there are a lot of things I am willing to do, and there are a lot of things I'm not willing to do. But last year was a very difficult year for me. I had 3 surgeries, 6 hospitalizations, and my brother passed away. And when all of the things settled down and the dust had settled and my life started to get some clarity, I decided that I was going to face my fears and do it anyway. And so I decided to write up a bucket list of all the things I've been wanting to do but have been afraid to do it. And I'm sure no one here gives a red rat's ass that I walked over the Ben Franklin Bridge, except me. So we're not going to talk about my bucket list. Instead, I am going to share with all of you something that only a handful of people know about me. It all started when I was about 11 years old. My mother finally relented and allowed me to come into Center City all by myself. I was so excited. I was going to go to my favorite bookstore, Leary's bookstore at 9th and Market Streets. It was an old bookstore, and they had every book you could ever imagine that you would ever want or need. And I loved walking into that bookstore. I loved the smell of the old wooden floors, and I loved that they creaked a certain way when you walked on them, and I loved the smell of the wood at the table, and I loved sitting in the back room, and I would read all the National Geographic magazines. Well, maybe not so much reading. I like looking at the pictures of the naked people around the world. Yeah, I grew up in a Catholic school, but I was a very curious young girl. So after my little visit to Leary's, I decided to take in more of Center City on my own. And I walked around and eventually got to 12th and Chestnut while I was waiting for the trolley to go back down to South Philadelphia. And I was standing at 12th Street waiting for the trolley, and this young girl appeared, and she said, "Hi, Nancy." And I looked at her and said, "Do I know you?" "Oh, yes. Are you still dancing?" I said, "I haven't danced since I was 7 years old." I said, "Who are you?" "Oh," she said, "you were the best ballerina ever in the class." I said, "But do I know you?" And she gave me her name, but for the life of me, I don't know it, because if I did, I would have Googled her. We talked for a little bit, and it was her first time alone in Center City as well. And I asked her if she was living in South Philadelphia, and she said no. She lives in New Jersey with her grandmother and aunt. So we talked a little further, and then I looked at her and said, "Excuse me for a minute, I want to see if the trolley is coming." And I looked up 12th Street, and when I turned around, she had disappeared as quickly as she had appeared. By the time I got home, I was so distraught. My mother couldn't figure out what had happened. She thought someone had hurt me. And I said, "No, Mom, I don't even know how to tell you this. I think I'm crazy. There's something wrong with me." So she finally got me to tell her. And she said, "Okay, let's call your aunts and see if they know her." And we called the aunts and we called the neighbors. The dance studio was right down the street from us, and no one knew who this person was. And the more I couldn't get any information from them, the more I cried. And then my mother put her arms around me and said, "Honey, don't worry. There's nothing wrong with you. You see, you have the gift." "The gift?" "Yes," she said, "you have the gift. Just like I have the gift. And it's because you're willing to be open to God. So all you have to do is pray to God, and He will send His angels to protect you." As I said before, I went to Catholic school. I was in 100%. I believe this stuff now. But I said, the gift. It sounded a whole lot better than the curse that I used to get every month. So I was happy I had this gift. So for the longest time, nothing ever really happened. I'd have some prophetic dreams, or I'd have a vision every now and then. But as the years developed, my visions and my intuitive self became stronger. And in fact, whatever you call it, spirit, God, your intuitive self, your higher power, it actually saved my life and the life of my son and 3 friends. We were on our way to a karate tournament up in the Poconos. And as I was driving towards the turnpike, I heard a voice, and the voice said, "Get off." I said, "I know where I'm going." And my son said, Mom, what's the matter? I said, I know where I'm going, right, John? I know where I'm going. He said, yeah, we go like this way every time we go up to the Poconos. I said, okay. Drove a little further, and I heard the voice again, get off. And I said, I know where I'm going. My son looked at me and said, Ma, what is wrong? I said, nothing, nothing. Drove a little further, and we were at the last part where you're just getting onto the turnpike, and then I heard, get off! I said, you don't have to kick me in the ass. I got it. I got off the turnpike, got off the exit, and drove into a gas station, and I had no brakes. I slammed my emergency brake on, jumped out of the car. There was no mechanic at the gas station. So I asked him, where was the closest car rental? And he said, it's right here next door. It was an Enterprise. So I ran in and I said to him, listen, I need a car, preferably a van, but I'll take a car. He said, Miss, I don't have anything. I'm so sorry. I said, no, you don't understand. As I'm saying a quick prayer, saying, oh, God, I need help. Now I need a car. I need a big car now. He said, I have nothing. We're sold out. I said, you don't understand, sir. I need a car. Do you see those kids coming out of my car? I need a car, a van preferably, but I'll take a large car. He said, Miss, I don't know what to tell you. As he looked down, he stopped in mid-sentence and said, where did these keys come from? He said, they weren't here a moment ago. Where did they come from? Did you see these keys? He said, I have no idea where these keys come from. He said, where do you, he was just stumbling. And I said, well, maybe they came from heaven. And he didn't buy it. So he said, I'm gonna look for this car. I have no idea what this belongs to. So he left, he went to the car, and a few minutes later he pulls up in a van. He said, Miss, this has never happened to me before. The car was completely detailed and filled with gas. Why am I telling you this? It's because I believe everyone in here has the gift. You all have the power to connect with your higher self, your intuitive self, whether you call it God, spirit, whatever, it doesn't matter. You just have to be willing to open yourself, to allow spirit to come through you. I am not a fortune teller. I am not a medium. I don't see dead people, thank God. I just allow spirit to tell me, yes, you can go up this street. No, don't go there. Say hello. I know the world seems a bit out of control right now, but I don't want the naysayers to control us. We live in Philadelphia. We are the city of brotherly and sisterly love. And all it takes is a smile to someone you don't know or a hello to someone you meet on the way to work. That may make all the difference in their life. You won't know this, but you don't need to know it. Just know that it can happen. Your friends were never your friends until you met them. They were strangers. So in order to open your hearts, are you willing to go on this journey with me? To be willing to receive spirit, to be willing to hear your intuitive self. For me, I need a little bit more encouragement. You know, I need to hear the voice that tells me, you've had enough, you need to go this way, you need to listen to what I'm saying. I accept this. This is my normal. And I love the fact that I am guided, but I see it all in you. You all have this gift. So won't you please join me on the journey of self-exploration? And when you explore yourself, you also explore everyone else because we have a commonality. We all have a need to love and be loved. We all have the need to be accepted for who we are, warts and all. We have a need to love, to care about each other. Won't you join me? And as the Beatles song stated, I was a hippie, and I'm an old 60s baby. The Beatles song says, all you need is love, love. All you need is love. Won't you join me? All you need is love. Thank you so much. Peace, light, and love.